So this is Hank from the Wildflower Bee Farm. I'm hoping you can see me okay. Trying out some new technology today, so hopefully the sound is good. And what this is the hive you've probably been following that's been raided or robbed. I highly doubt there's any bees left, but if there are, I'll be going that way to get my gear and my smoker. So you won't see me much because I'm going to stand up now and start moving around, and I'll try to show you some frames. And the good news is, if the hive has perished, which I think it has, it was robbed, and probably many of the guards were killed and the others went off, and the queen probably also perished. So we'll be leaving the bottom of the hive here after I clean it out so that any swarm may decide to move in a month or two. And the top part I'll take somewhere else to create another place for a swarm to come and settle in. So even though it's kind of sad, you should also know that the bees that robbed it are probably healthier now because they took the honey and some of the pollen and whatever else. Usually it's the honey, and we're able to survive that cold spell we just had. Now, the question of where did the robbers come from is a great one. I have no idea, because some days when they were robbing, our hives were just normal. So there may be some, you can hear all the wildlife going on. We're in the bush right now, the forest of our farm, and there's probably some feral hives out there in wood somewhere, or logs that we don't know about. We might find them later, and that would be a fun show too. So let's get started. I'm going to open this up and let's see what's inside. So the first step is, I'll just take that off. Now, on top here, we have our winter blanket, and I'm just going to take this entire box off because we'll know very quickly if there's any bees in or not. Oh, and some of our frames are actually attached. I can tell you right now, there are no bees left in this hive. So why don't I just take this off and lift this off. And this hive is completely empty when it comes to any honey or any stores. There's absolutely nothing left. And I'll just show you, this is the comb. If you can see the honeycomb, hopefully you're able to see that. This honeycomb here. So this is natural honeycomb created by the bees. And these bees just didn't make it. And I think primarily it was because of the robbing that occurred, but they were probably very weak from the winter. When I put in the top guard on our very first live at the hive, you probably saw there were quite a few bees in. Well, not enough, obviously, to fight off the bees that did come in. So this is sort of what's inside the hive everywhere is this, and I'll show you a couple more frames. You know, it's always tough and sad when you open up a hive that's like this. And one of the things you'll notice is when the robbers come in, this was all honey. They just go in and, you know, break off the wax. There's quite a bit of wax still on here. And then they just take out the stores. In this case, this would be the honey that they took. Yeah, here's another one you can see. Same idea. This one as well. Now this is going to create a really exceptional home for new bees, because you see, when new bees come in, the wax has all been prepared. All they need to do is to come in and fill it with pollen or nectar, or the queen can lay eggs. So bees that are swarming really love this kind of setup, although it's kind of hard for us because we're dealing with the loss of a hive. This is a foundationless hive. So what that means is we only gave them this wood last year. And they created all this natural wax to be able for the queen to lay eggs. I'll gently put that one down. Here you can see what's left of one. It broke off. It's kind of cool here today. And here you can see we're going to take this back and just keep it so that we can use this as bait in other hives if we need to. I'll put that up on here. There's another piece. There's another couple pieces of the same kind of wax, and you can see there was some cap brood, as we called it, in there. There's another, and here's the final. Now you can see there was actually still some honey left. So if it got warm out, you would probably be seeing some more robbing going on. But because of our basically taking this hive and reclaiming it, there may be a bit of that, but probably not much because we're taking the top box off as well. But for robbers, there really isn't a lot left for them. So it's something to think about, that it was a way that this weak hive, unfortunately, there are some perished bees in the bottom. I'll just throw those out. And that's what's left of our hive. A lot of wax bits there, because what happens, the bees, when they rob, of course, they take off the caps that are on the wax and the honey. Now remember, when a hive comes in here, you might think, well, why aren't you, totally disinfecting and cleaning? Well, this hive perished because it was weak and because it was robbed. So there's no disease or anything. But when bees come in, they will totally clean this. They will go in and take out everything, and then they will put propolis on it, which is like a disinfectant, to make sure everything is totally clean. So what we're going to do is put this back together now, because this is going to be a home for bees that are looking for a home in about a month. And I'll put this one right here. Now, there will be some probable, let's call them robbing incidents. So some bees will come in and, they will find some things left. Now, I'm putting this one down the middle of the hive, if you can see this, because this is when bees swarm and they come in, they want space. So when I put this in the middle, regardless of the other frames, they'll have space to come in and feel comfortable, and then they can start doing their thing. We're going to leave them a lot of space, so we're only going to put in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different frames, because I like to give them a lot of space. It'll get messy, but we don't open our hives that much, and I think bees do need space because they like to build wax in between these, which then makes them have more control and more space over their environment. So that is it. That's the hive that we've been watching, and I guess we have the result. The bees are gone. They're not with us anymore, but other hives are stronger for it. And hopefully we'll do a live at the hive sometime this summer where you'll see a new hive in this box. So I'm Hank from Wildflower Bee Farm. It's actually warming up a bit out here, but it is a little chilly. And I guess on the one hand, if it was chilly, we would have been much quicker on this hive because we don't want bees ever to get cold. Probably about 8 to 10 degrees because we're in the protected area here. Hopefully the sound was okay. If it is, you'll be seeing some more of these coming up in the next month or two, and we'll keep you posted. You have an amazing day.